Today we're talking about John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China, 1986. Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, Dennis Dunn, James Hong, and Victor Wong, just to name some of the brilliant cast that's in this. Jack, played by Kurt Russell, and Dennis Dunn plays Wang. They're two friends that take on an ancient Chinese demon, Lopan.
Lopan? Which Lopan? Little old basket case on wheels? To the 10-foot tall roadblock.
Played by James Hong, who is so funny. I've seen him in a lot of things.
Cartwright?
Nothing.
Edgar Poe Wong.
They try to rescue Wang's fiance Mao Yin from the demon Lopan because she has green eyes and all this. Yeah, I have green eyes.
I have green eyes.
I do.
Well,
but did you know that?
So they look green most of the time.
Number one, her whole career was she was like a famous model over Asia. She is gorgeous, but her and Kim Cattrall don't have green eyes.
They were green, but not green enough.
So they both had to wear contacts.
Oh my God, really?
Kim Cattrall had 15 minutes to put the contacts in. Then she had another 15 minutes to stop all the weeping and to clear out her eyes so she could shoot. She had that much trouble with it. Could you imagine?
I have trouble putting contacts in, so I can get the struggle. I understand the struggle.
I have like fun facts. Some I knew, some I didn't, because I used to own the DVD with the commentary on it with Kurt Russell and Carpenter. But did you know that the company 20th Century Fox made that first beginning scene?
Leave Jack Burton alone. We are in his debt.
Because it had to make Jack, Kurt Russell's character, look like a hero. But in all actuality, once you go through that whole movie, Jack is just a sidekick.
He showed great courage.
Every time he goes to fight, something happens. He gets knocked out, or he throws the knife, or something's like,
like
he comes back and it's all done.
Let's go. He shoots the ceiling and the rock falls out and knocks him out. I'm like, this is your hero?
That is the funniest shit. I'm sorry, but you know what? I said that to my daughter, and I go, that's really funny that they did that, because the guy who plays Wang is really good at martial arts. And he's the actual hero because he does all the ass kicking.
Yeah.
And I told my daughter that. She goes, yeah, but I kind of like that, though, because he's the goofy one, and they expect him to be that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he's okay. So here's like what I took from it. Like, he's just a trucker.
Like I told my last wife, I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
Who plays his game with his friend, and his friend loses, so he owes him money, so he takes him to go get the money, but before he gets the money, he has to go to the airport to pick up his fiance. Because of that, all of this transpires into this big thing, and then he becomes this big hero.
We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wang?
It's such a cliche.
What the hell?
Another cheesy thing. When he's shooting the gun, it's clearly a gun that you need to hold two hands on. You need to hold where the clip goes and the handle and shoot it. Otherwise, the backfire is probably going to smack you in the face. But here he is, like, shooting it for the very first time, one-handed.
It's all in the reflexes.
And not whacking himself in the face. So I think they should have added him the first time he did it, whack himself in the face. Then he's like, oh fuck, I gotta hold this thing down.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. And the other funny moment that I noticed was when they're all diving into the water to swim down once they rescue all the girls. One girl does straight up a belly flop. Right.
Wow, that's Kim Cattrall. She just goes,
I'm like, good dive, girl. You just pancaked yourself on the water. How'd that feel?
Yo, there is so many scenes in this fucking movie that kill me.
You make one move.
Like, I just can't. There's so many fucking moments.
Not so fast, gentlemen.
Or smart-ass remarks.
Cops got better things to do than get killed. Oh yeah? So do I.
I know, there's a problem with your face.
Or, like, just epic lines.
This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang.
Follow the leader. 1, 2, 3. We may be trapped.
And I'm just like, this fucking movie is gold. And when it first came out, it was a drop. It totally sucked. It didn't do anything at the box office.
Because I mean, I didn't particularly care for the movie. I did enjoy it, but it's not something I would probably pop in and watch again.
What?
I don't know. I love it. It's always been a favorite. I really, really like it.
I thought the premise was great in it, and like the whole idea of it was great. Now, that monster or demon or whatever you want to call it that grabs the girl looked terrible. Like, it was so cheesy looking, and then when you see it later, it's even worse. And then there's that blob, that little blobby thing that
It has all the eyes.
yeah. It's this little creature that this guy can see through and talk to them through. But his mouth doesn't even move when he talks. I'm like, so they're just hearing his voice out of this thing? Like,
But that's the thing. He wasn't flesh yet. He was still like that unbalanced soul that just couldn't.
but he's connected through this little flesh thing, and the flesh thing's mouth doesn't even move when he talks.
Did you know that little eyeball thing and the one thing that when they go underground and the thing comes out, eats the guy, and Ed goes, "You will come out no more." Those were the most expensive to make. And he's like, you only see the one thing for like 3 seconds, but it kind of makes it worth it. So, I mean, I get it, but I thought that was like, I was like, damn, really? I mean, it looked like really crappy, like green screen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess at the time in 86, you know, I guess it was what they could do.
I mean, that was probably pretty good in 86. I mean, considering let's compare it to the budget they had as well, right? Like, they can only do so much as the budget allows.
Right. And they didn't make the money back on this film when it first went out. And then Kurt Russell on the poster, like he's on the poster and Kim Cattrall's on his arm. It doesn't look like Kurt Russell, so that was a big thing. And then Wang is not even on the movie poster.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he is the main point of why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. So I think
I thought that was nuts.
some of the special effects weren't so bad. Like when he was walking through the walls. That was actually done really well. And like when Kurt Russell drives the truck, he's like, how do you what kind of magic is this? He's like, it's not quite that you drove him over. It's not quite like that, because he obviously went through him. So I was a little confused at the beginning of the movie because everything's being thrown at you at once. And I'm like, okay, why? Like, I don't understand this. But as the movie goes on, I guess it kind of answers those things, because she's trying to help out the missing girls of Chinatown.
Sure. That's what I was doing there. I was protecting her civil rights, making sure she gets a chance.
They keep getting kidnapped by this group of
White tigers.
white tigers with the red bandanas and red caps. And that big fight scene at the beginning, oh my, good but cheesy all at the same time, because like you got this Chinese guy that comes out, he's got the bullets strapped around him and he's shooting, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden after like they do some shooting, then they just all start fighting, and I'm like, what happened to your guns?
Too many people around here been dropping like flies already, and where's that getting us, huh? Nowhere. Fast.
Why don't you just shoot each other again? I don't understand. Why are you doing this? It just made no sense to me. It was
funny.
a very not very well thought plan, I think.
What the hell?
But maybe that's what they were going for, like this campy, cliche, funny style of action, you know?
Well, I have some fun facts that will maybe shed some light on that. Number one, I have to say you're gonna love this because I know you love Ghostbusters. All the special effects, like and it makes sense after you hear this and you watch it. You know, like the glowing of the whorehouse and the effects. The same people that did Ghostbusters were on this film.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense. Like, oh, okay, I see it now. I never really noticed it.
Yeah.
But also, where they go back to Egg's house and they get all suited up to go, get Lopan. That's actually the fire station in Ghostbusters. Same place.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, okay.
I thought that was so cool, but this is what killed me the most. This was originally supposed to be a Western. Instead of Jack losing his truck, he loses his horse. Now, okay. I'm so glad it wasn't it, because it probably would have been like the worst movie ever.
That's terrible. That sounds
I can't imagine how that would have panned out.
Because you could whistle to the horse and the horse could run to you. You can't whistle to a truck.
Oh my God, what a good point.
Maybe that's why they decided to go with modern time. You know?
I think that was a very smart choice. I don't think it would have went far. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe it would have been friggin' epic. Who knows? I don't know, but it doesn't sound like a good idea.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
But after the brothel scene, when the three storms come in and they kidnap Meow and they take her away, when they go back to Gracie's apartment, that is the scene right there where Kurt Russell had the flu and 104 fever, and all the sweat you see on his face is real. But you don't really look at it as sweat because it was pouring rain before, so it just looks like he's wet.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like, oh, okay.
That could be why they made the scene beforehand raining.
Yeah.
Kind of.
To like maybe mask it a little bit.
Yeah, right.
It makes sense. Okay, the next one that I really thought was cool, that a lot of the set pieces in this film were in music videos, but the most and the coolest was in Janet Jackson's If video. I did not know that. That is cool. I love Janet Jackson.
It's Janet, Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
I mean, it makes sense. I didn't notice it because, I mean, come on, when Janet Jackson's on stage, do you really notice anything else but Janet Jackson? I mean, that's just me. Did you freaking know that John Carpenter wanted Kurt Russell for the lead, but the studio wanted Jack Nicholson or Clint Eastwood?
No. Mm-mm.
Neither of those would have worked in this style of movie.
Right?
No.
At all.
Like, I'm glad that John Carpenter was able to.
Well, they were busy.
Them.
Those two actors, Clint and Jack, they were busy. So they're like, okay, you can use Kurt. I'm like, dude, that makes the great actors zero sense. Zero.
Oh, in that style of movie at that time, no. Neither one of them would have. I don't even think either one of them would have accepted that role at that time. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
What?
When the three storms came down, and they had those big straw hats on, and like the guy was literally looking like this just so he could see. I thought they made the hat too big for him. He can't see what he's doing. That's why you got to tilt his bed back so he can see where the fucking actors are. I was like, oh my God. And then when the lightning guy started, I was like, it's Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I was like, waiting for it to say, Reggie, fight.
I fucking love that part where like it cracks me up every time. The hat punches the guy and he looks at him. His head just goes. That doesn't make nothing.
Yeah.
Jeez. Funniest damn thing.
Purpose of the hat being so big was cool, but make it so they can see.
No, I know that the costume designer really wanted to make it authentic for the ancient time period of what they were going to bring out.
Right.
So she tried to like suit them up, and every time they would move, she'd have to redo something because she wanted it as authentic as possible. And then when the movie came out, there was different parts of the Asian community going, oh, well, that's not right, and that's not right. And I mean, like, this movie just couldn't catch a break when it first came out.
Yeah. That's
so I guess it was like that for the purpose of being more close to
authenticity.
Exactly.
Like the crappy monster looking thing and the weird little eye thing. The special effects weren't that bad. Like, I thought they were pretty good. And like you said, if it's the Ghostbusters guys that were working on it, now that you say that, I can totally see the same kind of elements from Ghostbusters.
Right.
The ghosts that they, how they did those special effects, transposing to this, using those same special effects. So I thought that was actually pretty decent, especially, I mean, for the time it came out.
Everything about this movie is, I think it was well done. I think it was funny and like it kept moving. It moves quickly. But like you said you have all this thrown at you at once. And it's funny because my daughter had her friend over and she said the same thing. She's like, I can't understand what's happening. I'm like, really? I mean, yeah. I guess when you watch it for the first time, I don't know. I got it right away. I don't know. Everybody's different. But yeah. I can see how everything gets thrown at you at once because it does move quickly.
A little sidetrack here, but I loved how they showed how quick his reaction is to grab that bottle at the beginning, because it's foreshadowing how he grabs the knife at the end of the movie.
Bye, Mr. Burton.
It gets thrown at him.
Throws it at Lopan.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the movie, his friend says, if I can cut this bottle in half, it
right.
double something.
Right.
And he hits the bottle, and the bottle goes flying towards Kurt Russell, and grabs it and goes, and he mentions something about quick reflexes. And then later on, and at the end of the movie, the knife gets thrown at him. Boom, he grabs it, chucks it right back.
It's all the reflexes. Damn, I never noticed that. Shit. Damn, John, that is fucking awesome. I did not know that. Like, I didn't notice it.
Oh, man. As soon as he did it at the end of the movie, I was like, hey, just like the bottle at the beginning of the movie.
It's locked. A fun fact for you.
Hey, goddamn, I never... Whoa. That's heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, this is the mother load with the thing here. Now, this kind of goes, it's kind of like off of Big Trouble, Little China film, but so Kurt Russell was supposed to be the lead in They Live.
Yeah.
But since Kurt Russell and John Carpenter made several movies in a row before that, they needed to break apart and do their own thing.
They did The Thing. They would have done Big Trouble in Little China.
No, it was The Thing, the snake, New York, Escape from New York.
Oh, Escape from New York. Yeah, okay.
There was one other one. He did an Elvis movie. Oh my God. If anybody was going to be Elvis, holy crap, he was a good one.
I definitely did not see this movie.
I didn't see it either, but when I was researching the movie, hello. Whoa. Yes. Why is that movie not more well known? Makes me angry. But anyway.
Sure, go.
Okay, if Kurt Russell was the lead in They Live, how much better would that movie have been?
Oh,
how legendary would it have been to have Kurt Russell?
Like, I mean, not to say that They Live is like not a great movie. It's not a terrible movie. But Rodney Piper, he's a wrestler. He's like, yes, wrestlers become actors. We've all seen it with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and you know.
He quit wrestling to do that movie.
People. But back then, that wasn't really a common thing for wrestlers to turn into actors. And I think people maybe only went to see that movie because they thought it was going to be like, you know, like They Live was probably like a joke. But it could have been, and I mean, it kind of was a joke. But it probably could have been a much better.
I really like it.
It probably could have been a much better movie with, you know, Kurt Russell or somebody else.
It would have been so much more well known. It would have flowed a little bit better. It wouldn't have been as drab. But okay, before casting Roddy Piper, Carpenter tested with Tom Cruise.
Hell no!
No. Tom Cruise wouldn't work for that role.
Harrison Ford. No. Michael Keaton.
Yeah, this. Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Maybe. Actually,
yeah, more on the no side than yes, but Arnold, Sly, you know, whatever. Before casting Roddy Piper, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
But that's all I have on that.
Should have went with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Are you really gonna kill Billy the Kid?
Pass her back. That there gun killed Ed Rollins.
Is that right?
Hey, barkeep, what's...
Young Guns.
1 and 2.
I'll make you famous.
1 and 2.
Because I like the first one, but the second one, it just gets me good. But Young Guns 2, Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory.
Oh.
Nobody knows about that song. I'm like, how could you not know that song?
That song playing in my head. It's such a perfect song for that movie.
Yeah! Boom! Yeah, I love it. Like, it's so good.
Next week, Young Guns 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please come check out our previous episodes as well. And to comment on the contest is now over. Nobody entered it, so that's all on you guys. Maybe the next time we have one, maybe you'll be more amped to try out. Until next week, it's been Nikki and John's podcast.
Later.